Hey guys, Matt Henderson here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Space Galactic Buzz Lightyear. This Buzz was made in 2005 by Disney Store, and he's considered one of the weirdest Buzz Lightyears ever made. He features a really strange design. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have context as to what his design is all about. So his design pretty much looks like he has a lot of armor plating over his standard spacesuit, and it just looks very bizarre. He has like these black spots all over his suit, and he has all these blue lines everywhere, and his armor is very thick. If you notice on the back, his legs are just very wide. His arms are pretty wide as well. But really, it's not too far off in some ways from like a normal Buzz Lightyear. But in a lot of ways, it is very unusual. I'll go ahead and start off by showing his posability. So his posability is mostly normal, but it has a few really strange things going on. So his arms cannot rotate all the way around because they have lights inside of them. But they can go up and down. And at the elbow, they can move up and down, and they go really far in, which is kind of weird. And what's really strange is that this Buzz, the joint, is on the outside of this gray part. On basically every other Buzz, I can't think of any others that are like this. The joint is inside of here, but this one clips on the outside, which is really unusual. But yeah, his hand rotates, and his fingers can move. And the pointer finger can be moved separately. So his hands are pretty much the same. And the other arm is the same as the other arm. And then his waist can rotate halfway around. And then his legs, they can swing out normally. And then his knee joints, they bend pretty much the same. But they have a really unusual mechanism. So there's like a gear in here. It's like they use it's hard. I don't even know what you'd call this system, but it kind of reminds me of like Lego Technic pieces. It has like these slots that it snaps into. It's very weird. And it also snaps on the outside like the arm joints. So it's very, very unusual. And the ankle joint is the same type of joint. So yeah, his legs are very strange. And he does not stand up very well. I'm just going to say that right now. And then his head does not move, although it moves slightly. But yeah, it does not rotate really at all. So yeah, this Buzz doesn't have too many electronics in him. Well, he kind of does. He has lights everywhere. All of these black parts on his arms and legs light up. And a few in his waist and chest light up. So I'll go ahead and show that. So he does a kind of like a light show type thing. And it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, on mine, this light doesn't work. But it is really cool. And there's like a light right here that lights up at the very end. So it's a pretty nice feature. If you want, you can just spam it, and the lights will stay towards the bottom of his legs, which is kind of funny. And then his phrases are basically the standard Disney Store phrases from the time period. So they're not really too special. So I'll go ahead and show those.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. This is an intergalactic emergency. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. To infinity and beyond.
So yeah, he has the laser sound in his phrases, which is really weird because he doesn't actually have a laser. And then his voice box itself doesn't really sound very good. It's kind of low pitched. And keep in mind, this doesn't just apply to my own figure right here. I've seen that for everyone's everyone else's Space Galactic Buzz. Not that there's that many, but the ones that I've seen, they're also like this too. So his voice doesn't sound that great, but it's not terrible. At least he can talk. So yeah. And then a few other oddities I noticed. So obviously this button is used for the lights, so he doesn't have wings. Even though it almost looks like he's supposed to, but they're just sculpted in place. And I'm not going to show this, but if you actually unscrew this part, the wings inside are really hollow. So it's just kind of interesting how it was built. It's built very differently in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this Buzz. While this Buzz is really unique and it is really cool, honestly, this Buzz isn't really that great. It is cool, but the electronics in this Buzz are not the greatest. I like the lights, but they aren't really that in depth. And then his phrases aren't really anything interesting. And then the lack of a laser and then the lack of wings especially, it definitely brings this figure down a little bit. I do like this figure, and I am very, very happy to have it. But I don't know if I could recommend getting this one. It is really cool, and I really like it. But it's definitely not worth the prices that this thing is going for. This Buzz has gotten really expensive, so unfortunately I can't recommend it for the prices it's going for right now. If you can get it for a good deal, I would recommend picking it up. But unfortunately, I do have to say I'm a little disappointed with this figure, but it is still really cool. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure. So yeah, bye.